Hello, everybody. This is Nite Misfortune. Welcome to the Serpents Open Summer 2020 tournament. It's been a while since we've cast a big tournament such as this, but nevertheless, we're excited to bring you the next installment in the season of SCS. Over the course of the next 2 days, we'll have 16 players, hopefully 16 players, although we're missing someone right now. We'll have 16 players battling not just over a prize pool of almost $100, but also over those precious SCS points that will be needed to qualify for the end of the year tournament. So, so they'll be competing for 1,500 SCS points, and we already see very nice groups. Let me actually show you guys these groups. There we go. So this morning we'll be doing groups A and D, and in the afternoon we'll be doing B and C. I am joined by Spiff, as always. He's amazing. How are you doing, Spiff?
Doing pretty good, thanks. Excited to be here. Excited to see some great games. We've got some really great players in the pool here.
Yeah, for sure. Not only do we got great players in the pool, but we also have an awesome team of casters, which I will not spoil exactly who is going to be coming around, but we do have some very interesting faces that I'm excited for. So everything is exciting all around. So we're going to be doing groups A and D to start out with. Spiff, you got any thoughts about the players or about groups A and D?
We've got Fortuna in Group A, who is currently the highest ranked player in Group A, and always fun watching him play. I imagine that he's going to give us some really good games there. In Group D, we've got both Hope and Rainbows. So that's going to be a pretty fun face-off when they go head-to-head in round 2. I'll be excited. I'm hoping that one's going to be cast, but if not, I'll be excited to watch that replay as well.
That will definitely be cast. That is actually going to be our second match of the day. And I completely agree with you. Those 3 players definitely stand out, but there are some new faces here and some old ones. Notably JP Smith, who has been around in the league before, and I'm really hoping he does well. He might even qualify, but he has a really, really solid game. It's just, I keep harping on this one mistake all the time. And I think it really does come down to that one mistake that players make. And at the end of the day, JP Smith has not managed to be in the top 4 or the final stages of tournaments, but I do have high hopes for him. And in Group A, I have high hopes for YoungShot, who I played a couple of times in 1v1, and he actually surprises me sometimes and does some very clever stuff. So top 2 from each group will be going forward, and we will see who that is from Group A and D. We won't be discussing Groups B and C just yet, although I will say, and I think you can probably see and agree with me, that Groups B and C look absolutely ridiculous. Group B in particular, but that is all we're going to say for now, because that is going to be this afternoon, and we're going to be bringing you another kind of pre-match show type thing. So for now, we have approximately 13 minutes until the start of the first matches, and we will be back. We're going to make sure everybody's here, and we'll see you very, very soon. Take care, everybody.
putting the ring lights.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Nite Misfortune once again, bringing you the pre-match section. Going to be a shorter one. I just didn't want to say we're delaying a little bit because we didn't have some players show up. Or we did have some players not show up. So we're just reordering some stream things. It's not going to be the match that was scheduled originally. We're going to be bringing you JP Smith versus Hope. Spiff, you got any thoughts in this match, as well as maybe a prediction on the score?
Well, this first map here is Van, or have they done their band picks yet?
They have not done their band picks yet. They're doing it now.
So your map here is Van Horn Core, but I guess that's not going to be the map.
Yeah.
But yeah, I'm excited to see this match. You were just telling me that JP Smith is an up and comer. And I'm excited to see what kind of a style he plays with. Hope is a very good player. I mean, as far as predictions go, I would imagine Hope is probably going to come out on top.
Yeah, I would have to agree. Hope is just insane to play against. He's one of those players that, and there aren't very many. Hope just scares me the most out of them all. So JP Smith is going to have to pull something ridiculous out of the bag if he wants to tie the series, but I do also agree with you. I think my prediction is 2-0. We will set up the game. They're still doing their band picks, and we'll be right back in just a second. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Game 1 of the Serpents Open Summer Tournament. This one is going to be between Hope and JP Smith. We had to make a couple of adjustments to our schedule because some people didn't show up. Shame on them. Shame on them. I'm joined by Spiff, who you already heard from before we started the game here. Spiff, do you want to introduce the players?
We'll start over here on the right-hand side, spawning in as the red Cybern Commander. We have Hope, who is throwing down a double research station build, it looks like. Wow. And on the other side, spawning in as the blue Cybern Commander, classic red versus blue, we have JP Smith, who has opened with a land factory, but is also choosing to go for a research station.
Interesting build from Hope. Of course, this is not a map that we have seen before, and I forgot amidst all the craziness that was happening in the pregame show to talk about what we thought about the maps, but obviously the map pool is not very standard. Spiff, what are your thoughts on some of these maps, and a particular Shiva Prime? I know you were saying you quite looking forward to this game.
Yeah, actually, during the bans, I was the ban pick phase here. I was saying I really hope that everyone wants to play on Shiva Prime because it's a different map. It's one that we have not had in the map pool ever before, I think. It's usually a 1v1v1 free for all map. And yeah, I'm excited to see how this plays out and the different strategies that people come up with. It's very choke pointy, but still there's a lot of space to move around and especially a lot of room in the middle where you can maneuver air. So this is going to be really exciting. As soon as I said I was hoping everyone picked it, bam, Hope picked it. It was great.
Well, he made your hopes come true, I suppose.
Oh, oh,
Hey,
oh,
we got to start out the
oh.
trend before a girl comes in here, and then I'm practicing for that to get to him. There we go. Um, yeah, so quite exciting. The rest of the map pool is fairly air based standard, but I wanted to allow for more A options for playing different styles of gameplay. As in the league, we've seen a lot of air play on some of these maps, but I believe some of those maps do allow land as well as some navy to be played, which is a very important thing for balance purposes. So I'm really hoping we'll see maybe even experimental play because these games can go on longer. And if we look at this game now, there actually isn't any air on this map right now. So both of these players have chosen to go with land factories.
Yeah, that's interesting. I'm trying to think how far these. I mean, if they've both gone for the radar upgrade, they probably have pretty decent coverage into like the middle of the main bases there.
Yeah, and I think the reason why they haven't opened up air, we'll see if like the other games will hold to this, but I think it's because it's so easy to get anti-air coverage, especially if you're Cybern on this map. You just plop down one anti-air tower and basically your whole base is covered. And because of these mass extractors, the way they're positioned and split around the map, you can really just place one anti-air structure and you will really cover most of those expansion points. So maybe on this map is actually quite land favored.
Could be. I don't know how much these players have practiced on this map before the tournament.
Yeah, I did see some players practicing on this map. There are some replays even submitted on this map before the tournament. So it's definitely going to be interesting what some of these high-level players are going to bring. JP Smith's remaining very aware, or maybe he is just sending those bots over there to the bottom. And that's why I really want to see if this map is good, is because I feel like this map forces you to maintain map awareness as well as like kind of planning your expansions more carefully. And I think there can become two big battlegrounds on this map.
Yeah, and we definitely see both players going for kind of the same idea, which is artillery-based land push on these choke pointy bridges here.
Yep.
Normally, in a more open map like open land map like Open Palms, you would not see artillery this early.
Yeah, for sure. Although it is already 5 minutes in, and we already saw JP Smith applying some pressure, taking out a radar, which is very, very nice, forcing Hope to rebuild. All right, so we do have 3 land factories for JP. Let's see if he can push this out. There's already a second PD going down for Hope,
wow.
No shield. Okay.
Is that?
There we go.
Yeah, that first point defense is just a little outside of the shield.
Yeah. Not the greatest of placements, but he does separate them out just enough. He might have actually wanted to prevent a little bit more of the harass on the mass extractor. That might have been the thinking there. Also doing a really good job.
We see JP popping out adapters here, which I'm a little surprised about. I would have expected Cobras instead.
And there we go. We see our first experimental in game 1. I'm excited.
Already, wow.
Serpents Open Winter did not have this. We had to wait until, I think, the second to last game to see an experimental.
And meanwhile, Hope has these 2 hero bots that have trekked all the way around the map and are going to cause problems for this expansion on the left.
Yes, unfortunately, I think that's going to fall unless JP manages to tech to structure detonate or reclaims those bots. But no, he does not seem to be noticing this as of yet. That's unfortunate. But JP is actually doing a very good job expanding here. He's also at the bottom. While Hope has managed to expand, I guess, on this lower arm. We're going to have to start thinking of ways to name these expansion pathways for this map. I guess the lower arm. Yeah, this kind of looks like a dude if you look at it just right. Yeah,
A real
that's his
gangly
left
dude.
arm. Yeah, left arm, left torso
See,
portion.
I was thinking right balls and left balls.
No, that's more down. That's more downward. That's where JP is right now. Oh, he did
Okay,
get structured Edo. Nice.
So that's very good. So maybe south balls and west balls then. I don't know. Anyways,
you're thinking way too much about this, Biff.
well, we do see this megalith popping out and ground fire on these artillery. That's going to make it pretty hard for JP to move in, but these adapters will do a pretty good job of knocking away the megalith's area of effect attack, at least initially.
Yeah, he just does not change that ground fire. Those MMLs do start to hit on the mass extractor, but that shield is doing work. And it's curious how it's a little bit randomized, so sometimes it hits the shield, and sometimes it hits it just right. It's curious how that works. Or is it because the shield stops just a partial damage? I think that's actually the correct reason.
Yeah, I think it's the standard is that the shield does partial coverage, and then it has a chance to bounce off.
Yeah.
No damage.
Because I do know that the Cybran shields and the UEF shields, they work a bit differently. So the UEF shield, I think, blocks everything, while the Cybran one, yeah, is a chance. Oof. Yeah, that Megalith is going to start doing work. This is going to be very difficult for JP to stop. Those adapters should do a good enough job here initially, but if there's 2 more Megaliths being built, that's going to be very, very difficult in the long run.
You know, this kind of just reminds me of one of the ground 1v1s on Van Horn Core.
Yeah. I think you're right. You know, I think they even used some same assets for like this middle podium, the head. I feel like it's just ported straight from that map, but just recolored.
Yeah, it kind of looks like it.
Oh no, JP Smith also clumping down his units, not only taking artillery fire, but also obviously taking that megalith fire. Doing a fair bit of micro here, but he's losing units left and right. Out. Oh yes, ouch is right.
And now we have factories down on the southwest platform here with TMLs on them.
Yeah.
So this expansion is not long for this world.
If I was JP, I would try and attack that now. Looks like he doesn't even notice those factories down there. I'm going to try and harass the main base.
Honestly, I think that's a better use of his bots because he doesn't have enough to beat what Hope has here. So we might as well just send those in as a distraction.
Well, he could fall back to that PD, but now that there's MMLs, honestly, yeah, that's going to be pretty difficult. Yeah, and unfortunately, this fight out in the neck portion of this map is not going very well here for JP, losing his entire army, and now there's 2 megaliths. And unfortunately, while I do believe JP has done some great things in terms of map preparation, I think ultimately here he is going to fall to our number 2 seed. Yep, his commander is now taking damage. And there's a megalith even in the base for Hope, and that's not going to do any damage there in the main base, unfortunately.
No. If his whole army can't beat 2 megaliths, that little thing won't.
Yeah, unfortunately, JP Smith does go down in game 1, but really all he needs is 1 game here, and he will be in great shape. So we're going to go to game 2, which is going to be on
Game 2 will
Emerald
be on
Crater.
JP's pick.
Yeah, that's going to be his map. So we're going to see what happens. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back. Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Group D, match between Hope and JP Smith. We are at the start of our SOS summer, I guess that's part of the SOS tournament. Spiff, would you like to introduce the players once more?
Yeah, we'll start down here at the bottom with JP Smith spawning in as the blue Cybern Commander, and he threw down that air factory right away with his ACU, and now he's filling in his eco. Up at the top here, spawning in as the red Cybern Commander, we have Hope, who actually went for a little bit of eco before throwing down that air factory. So, second air factory from JP Smith as well.
Hope didn't
this is the air map, right?
Yeah. Hope didn't finish that extractor. Oh, his engineer is going to get it. All right.
Huh. Interesting.
Yeah, so this map is not as exciting as the anatomical one that we just came from, but what are your thoughts on this one?
Well, it is kind of ball-shaped.
Oh my god, are you serious? Just because the map is round doesn't mean... Okay, all right, so every map is going to be testes, basically.
I didn't say testes, I said balls.
So I guess Emerald Crater is on a cold day and Open Palms is on a hot day. Is that how it works? All right, that's way too non-PG.
I don't know. I don't know what you're talking about. I'm just talking about spheres, balls.
Okay. All right, I'll give you that one. All right, let's actually talk about the game. So both of these players opened up with air. JP Smith is, of course, a little bit quicker on that front, which is, I think I quite like that over Hope's build. Hope looks like he wants to move up as quickly as possible and start building forward expansions, which is not a bad idea in the long run on this map. That's very, very important.
It kind of seems to me like Hope's strategy is very similar to the last game, which is just build up a bigger eco and then have a bunch of stuff.
Yeah, but except this time he hasn't opened up with a research station, which oftentimes when you see an opening like this, when you rush to the center on a big map, you're at least wanting to build a couple of research generators because you're essentially wasting mass. And I think this map is not small enough for you to build enough mass extractors to account for that very rapidly.
That's true, but he's not pushing for the center. He's pushing for another full expansion on one of the spawns that's not being used at the moment.
Yeah, that is curious. Oftentimes we do see the ACU move to the center there. I don't believe I've ever seen the ACU move to the right. Now, that could be a strategical advantage, of course. Like I said, later on in the game, this map really opens up into a 3 battleground type map. And if you win one of those, of course, it means you have access to the back of your opponent's base. And if you kind of outplay your opponent where you're able to keep his ACU at bay, but your ACU kind of pushes through on one of these sides, that actually might be a little bit of a mind game that Hope can utilize to his advantage.
Yeah, I think there's definitely, it's possible there's some metagaming going on here.
Yeah, and you see you can see what I've meant by that research generator. JP actually managed to squeeze out a research station there with 2 air factories, while Hope did not. And I believe they're very, very similar. Well, actually, no. Hope probably has more mass extractors at this point, but they're pretty close. They're close enough on mass extractors where it's not overwhelming for JP. But I think JP, his opening build order is just a little bit better so far.
Well, he does have 2 air factories, but he's either not able to produce out of 2 or he's forgotten to continue production on the second.
Oh, is he not producing out of one of them? Yeah, you're right. And if I was JP and he did a good thing scouting and he should have seen the commander over there on the right, I would almost go forth and abandon this whole section on the right and try to push the center. His ACU is not moving, which is the one thing I'm concerned about here. That is a very important component on this map, is to get your ACU moving forward.
Yeah, that ACU builds so much faster than the engineers. You want it in a spot where you need a lot of buildings.
For sure. Yeah, and you see him starting to build that land factory over on the right. That might be a good plan, but honestly, you can't contest the production from an ACU and an engineer over there. That's just going to be way too difficult.
Well, I'm not even really sure how much of that he sees, because engineer radar doesn't go that far.
Well, he did scout it earlier, so if he was paying attention, he should have been able to see that there's an ACU and an engineer. His plane flew straight over it.
Well, he did go straight for that tactical missile launcher, so...
Oh, that's a good play. That's actually a very good play. Hope.
Honestly, that's what I was assuming he was doing.
That's perfect. That
Especially
forces
because that's what Hope
stop.
did to him last game.
Yeah, and that forces Hope to stop his factory production. But Hope, oh my God, you can just see how good of a player Hope is. He healed it just enough so that second volley on the mobile missile launcher would not kill it. And then he started the air factory production. That is insane. And
Very good micro.
This is why Hope scares me. This is why. Just the knowledge of these players of the game is very, very intricate. He might not even lose anything here. There's a double air factory going on here. And if I was JP, I would almost be building MMLs at this point.
And I would be targeting that radar because it's not going to be covered by any factory shields. Now this mass extractor is going to have 2.
Yep. A lot
that does now put Hope ahead on air factories as well. Oh well, here comes another one from JP, so they're staying even.
Staying even, but you got to remember that research station that JP has had this whole entire game. So I'm hoping that he utilizes that well, and we do see that split for the map as opposed to being straight off, horizontal. We see it's slanted now, where JP has taken the left-hand side of the map. But again, I really, really want to see JP move that commander forward. He really doesn't need to have him that far backwards.
Yeah, he's doing less good assisting than he would be building.
Yeah, and just keep us expanding down the center. I think he's been doing a great job scouting this game. He could have scouted. He probably scouted the center and saw that there's really nothing there. No building capacity there. So it would be really nice for him to push that right now.
Hope's pushing down the hill here with a land factory. I think in the long run, 2 factory TMLs beats 1 factory TML.
Oh, yes, definitely. Even with the shield. Unless he gets adapters, which there isn't really a need for right now. I was really hoping JP would build some MMLs from this. He's scouting a lot. I wonder what he's looking for.
Well, whatever it is, he doesn't seem to be finding it.
I hope he doesn't stop making air production, because Hope actually managed to save up quite a bit of air, and this might end in a snipe here, because he seems to be pulling it there in the back.
Oh man, I thought that point defense was going to go down. But it just barely didn't.
Yeah, that's always such a big deal. That's going to be very hard to stop there now. And this is what I mean. Hope now has 2 engineers there and an ACU, and you just can't outproduce that with 1 engineer. There's no way. JP still making land factories. I would really love to see did I just say land factories? Air factories. I would love to see land factories.
And
Oh, they're
Hope
on the left
builds a
side.
land factory on the wreck of JP's land factory. That's
Very
just
nice.
rude.
Yeah, that's just that
That's
just
rude.
coming and exploiting his country here. It's not good. It's not good.
Colonialism.
Yeah, man. Except in this case, Russia's taking over Australia.
Didn't see that one coming.
No, it's a bit far off from Crimea. Intricate political jokes of like the last decade. One
JP
fight.
has finally gotten that air factory producing again.
Oh, did he just forget about it? That's not good.
Maybe. He's got another one sitting idle now, though.
You know, a good preemptive planning though, recognizing that there might be an air snipe, so he's probably aware of it. He built some shields on his factories. Hope actually scouting out straight over the commander. And this, we'll see what Hope decides to do here, because this is not as simple as one might think, just sniping here. He can't do it in quite one pass yet, especially if JP decides to go honker. But
Which he definitely should.
Yeah, I think so, especially with that one extra research station. Well, actually, not anymore. He only has one, while Hope built 2 here very quickly. Still no experimentals. I'm really wondering what JP has been putting his research into. Oh, there's some training on those Geminis. That's what. Let's see. Shield-wise, I don't think either one has shields yet.
Nope.
But I would really... 12th minute with one research station, I think he's got to be getting real close.
Hope has now shown exactly how much air he has.
Yeah. Which I think JP might have scouted. He was scouting a lot over there on the right. He might have been able to tell. Also, based on the ridiculous amount of air factories that he definitely did scout, it's completely reasonable to suspect this much. Very nice single land factory over there on the left, and that's why you really need a radar. Well, oh, he does have a radar. He's just not paying attention over there on the left.
More air factories going down for Hope.
Yeah, but you know, JP Smith is not that far behind. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. He's actually ahead on air factories. Not bad. This is going to come down to that air engagement and who decides to snipe who first, I think. This is definitely not a standard Emerald Crater game. Usually we see this game transition into land versus land much quicker. Which it looks like it's slowly getting there, especially with all these factories, which, oh man, JP, you really need to pay attention over there on the left. That's going to get away from you really quick.
Hope's doing to JP exactly what JP tried to do to Hope.
Yeah, and that's going to be a very hard blow here if that expansion is taken out, because right now they're pretty equal. They're very equal right now, but that expansion is actually pretty key for JP and his air production especially.
So far, this has been a pretty cold war.
Yeah, sometimes these air games do devolve into this a little bit. And again, it's just a game of chicken right now, I guess. Or maybe a Mexican standoff here. These two
I think isn't a Mexican standoff when you have 3 or more?
No.
This is just a regular standoff.
Oh, okay. So what Old West standoff, is that what it's called? I don't know the intricacies of these definitions. Oh man, nasty stuff. Yep.
Ooh.
Oh man. He has to have noticed it by now. Like, he can't just be looking at one place here, can he?
Well, there's not that much going on.
Oh no.
In terms of engagements.
I didn't even notice these 2 engineers on the bottom right. If
I
didn't notice
that used to be one engineer of of JP's,
Oh,
and
great.
Hope just snuck that other engineer down and captured
Oh,
it.
no. JP Smith falling apart in front of our eyes, ladies and gentlemen. Unfortunately, I really liked his opening much better than Hope's. Both these games, I feel like I liked it much better, but it comes down to, you can have a great build in these games. You can have a great build. You can even have a great execution. But if you don't know exactly what you're doing and why you're doing it, you're going to fall short against players like Hope.
Yeah, Hope got an economic advantage early, and just leveraged it into the thing that was going to win him the game.
Yeah. If I was JP, what do you think? I would go for a snipe right now. I think he has a decent chance.
What else are you going to do?
Yeah, his Hope's commander is actually closer to JP. I would just go for it. I would not let Hope be the one who initiates, because this is going to end in a one-pass snipe, I think. There's way too much air. JP, you got it. You can... No. That's the quickest way to lose your air, is splitting it up like that. Oh, no. Unless this is an epic next-level bait, like 300 IQ type bait, which I don't think it is. And Hope is not.
It doesn't look like
Hope is definitely smart enough not to fall for that.
Yep, and all of those things got control K'd as well, so.
Not bad. Yeah. Probably the most correct choice there. God, I'm so sad for this base. It's getting slowly demolished. JP, what are you waiting for? You're not going to get a much better engagement here. Oh, no. Now there's adapters. Oh, no. The window's slowly closing.
I'm surprised we hadn't seen adapters a while ago. I think thought for a moment I saw commander upgrade going off, but I might have been mistaken.
I'm 100% sure Hope has Honker by now. JP needs to realize this is not a game he'll win waiting for an air engagement on his side. Even if he manages to stop the Air Force from Hope, there's simply too much expansion from Hope that he won't even care. And if he keeps sitting, this army on the left is slowly going to trickle down to his base anyway. So he's going to lose this game in the long run 100%. His only remaining chance is to snipe here.
Yeah, I really don't know what he's waiting for, because he's got a ton of air.
He's got enough air to kill that thing. Even with adapters and Honker, I think if he engages here, he'll be very, very close. If not one pass, two passes, most likely. And that commander is not very well upgraded. Both of those commanders are not trained. So, which, knowing Hope, I would suspect him to save that RP anyway for when he needs it, but still.
Yeah, maybe dump like 12 RP into training right as the snipe is coming in.
Yeah. Definitely not a bad move. This is... Oh, there's shields now for Hope. Maybe JP is waiting for shields. If that's true, then I kind of see it, but at the same time, you're just... Oh, no. Oh, no. No, JP. No, this is not the game where you want to go artillery. Oh, no. It's over. I hate being that one guy, but this is over. This is now officially done.
JP again sending too much air to deal with these little groups of bots.
Yeah, now he sends it. Like, what? Oh, boy. Now that was a next level bait from Hope now. And no shields on JP's side. This is going to be a very, very poor engagement too. Now there's shields. So I guess nice for him to save that. Training is equal for both these players. But JP just had a terrible engagement. His planes are still sitting there.
Oof.
Yeah, that
Yeah,
was.
I feel like you really need to wait until you have 2 or 3 artillery pieces before you open fire too, because
Yeah.
Air is gone. Artillery is going to be not very effective when it's just one plunking away.
Yeah. And unfortunately here, that's going to be a snipe. Or not.
There we
Nah,
go.
that's got to be a snipe. Yeah, he just misclicked. Yeah, so I mean, overall, I'm still very confident as to what I said earlier. JP Smith's build was much better in the early game. It's just that late game that I don't think he planned for. I think he was expecting maybe Hope to be much more engaging in this game. But yeah, what are your thoughts on this one?
Yeah, I mean, honestly, that's not the type of exciting game we were really hoping for. Lots of just sitting back and not doing much. But they were both kind of playing the map, so I don't blame them. And ultimately, again, Hope just got that economic advantage and capitalized on it.
Yeah, well played by Hope. JP, you also did a marvelous job. I hope you watched this replay or this commentary rather, and hopefully you learned something. But this is not over for him. He definitely still has a chance. We'll see how he does against Rainbows. But for now, we're gonna go on a short little break, which might be a little longer than I would hope. Because we do have to adjust for those players that did not manage to make it. So we'll let you know who's going to be cast next, and go ahead and invite your friends, your frenemies, your everybody. Just have a good time in here. One thing that I forgot to mention is that there will be giveaways, random giveaways throughout this tournament. And the games that I got this time are actually very, very good. There's almost $100 worth of games. So game codes. So invite your friends again. Tell them there's game codes now. Tell them to subscribe to Nite. Oh, yeah, the entries. It's not just viewer based. So if you follow me, you get 1 entry. Actually, you get 2 entries if you follow me, 5 entries if you subscribe to me. So that's crazy. 5 entries, actually 2 entries if you join my Discord channel, and 2 more entries if you follow me on YouTube. So get on it. Get on it, boys and girls. We'll be back. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Nite Misfortune speaking from the casting couch. There's not much of a couch here, it's just my seat. But I just wanted to update you on the standings of the tournament. Currently, we have Group A in the lead, Fortuna and YoungShot. There hasn't actually been any games in there because TitanRT and Allenboi did not show up for the tournament, unfortunately. But that does mean that Fortuna and YoungShot will be playing against each other to determine who gets the first and second spot. And then in Group D, Rainbows won over Dusk because Dusk did not show up. So unfortunately, I'm hoping these are the only players that are not going to show up. That's quite unfortunate again. But I am excited for Group D and to see how exactly it turns out. Hoping Rainbows is up next, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.
All right, everyone, welcome to the second match of the OSS tournament. We've got here on the right Mr. Rainbows and Unicorns and my co-caster, Ocone. Do you want to introduce the other person?
Yeah, of course. Hello, everybody. And on the left corner is the red Cyber and Hope. This is going to probably be a really interesting match. Don't you say,
Yeah,
Monster?
Rainbows. I feel Rainbows is a good player, and if you saw the last match, Hope did pretty well.
Yeah.
I'm not a huge fan of this map. I think it's way too large, but I don't know. I don't know who picked it. I don't know if it was Rainbow or Hope. I feel like it was
Yeah,
Rainbow.
both players are pretty good. And yeah, I
Yeah.
think Hope is probably the more solid player here, but I wouldn't underestimate Rainbow. She probably has a lot of tricks up her sleeve to win this game
Yeah.
from Hope.
We've got now Hope's doing some interesting. Plop down one research and going land. Meanwhile, Rainbows is going for normal double air factory.
Yeah, to be honest, it's quite strange strategy from Hope. I assume that this map will be air only pretty much, but it's always refreshing to see new things.
Yep. Rainbow coming in with the scout. We've got Hope coming down to that southern expansion, but it looks like I don't know who's going to get there first, this engineer
Yeah.
or
Oh, and there's adapters from Hope
ACU.
coming out. This might be interesting.
Yep. Probably saw the air and immediately saw nope, no, no,
Yeah,
no. I wonder if he's going for. I wonder if Hope's going for an AC rush.
I think he's going to go to that lower expansion with the 4 mass and build a land factory there, or probably and push out with adapters there, or something like that.
I hope to see an AC rush. That's I want to
Yeah.
see one during this tournament, and I hope that doesn't influence anyone's opinion, but I do want to see it.
Yeah, that would be kind of interesting.
Where the adapters go on these, trying to destroy that radar, maybe? Huh? No, no, they're turning around.
And
He is getting the hell out of there.
oh, that one plane escaping with 73 health. That was so close.
Ooh,
Yeah, this is going to be really interesting. Looking
yep.
at rainbows,
This
rainbows
engineer.
has. Yeah, go on.
I wonder how long until they figure out that they're both going for the same expansion.
Not for long. I think the engineer has such a long radar range, so rainbows and unicorns should notice it soon that Hope is pushing there with his ACU.
Yeah, and yet absolutely no one is going for the north expansion. Oh, maybe Hope's going for it now.
And
He's
rainbows is
got an
going with
engineer
the
up.
side to the north. Yeah,
Yep.
now, yeah, rainbows is going to build a radar, and she might be surprised on what she sees if that reaches down south.
Yeah.
Hopefully she will push her ACU down there too.
Yeah, if Rainbow knew right now that that ACU is down there and unprotected, I mean those planes could do some serious damage. But here comes the land
Also,
factory.
looking at the funny fact, I think Rainbows forgot one of his factories doing engineers.
Oh,
4 engineers coming out already and
oh,
a
four
5th on the
engineers.
way. This is not good.
Oh no, no. Oh no, no, no.
Oh no, and
All right, it's an engineer party. It's a converting party.
yeah, and south, the engineer is going to build a mass extractor right next to Hope.
Yep, and did Rainbow notice? Did they notice that they're right there? Oh,
Yeah,
he noticed. He's
Rainbow
running the hell
noticed,
away.
and she's pushing the engineer away. Good, because Hope would have captured that, and then it would have been Aeon and Cybran and Hope. Yeah, and the AA tower coming down from Hope in south.
Yeah.
And
More engineers. I mean, Rainbow's, I think, is deliberately building more because she just pushed her ACU
oh yeah, true.
up to the factory.
Yeah, she might be going for a
Deliberately.
tranny with that. Yeah, and trannying the Hope's base and just capturing everything with stack cap. Yeah, I didn't see that
I love these sorts of
strategy
games.
first coming. That could be really interesting. And that can actually be pretty hard to counter if you don't have structured detail.
Mm-hmm. Waste another 11 research points just to get structured detail, just so your engineers
Just so you can counter.
just so they can't capture it.
Yeah. I
Almost
mean,
spiteful.
that amount of engineers can do a massive amount of damage to the base if it's
Yeah.
undefended. Especially with that
Pushes
training.
with the crab walker. No, that's my crab walker now.
Yeah, true.
Rainbow-
And there comes the
Rainbow
tranny.
finally-
Yeah. Now, where she will put this tranny? To Hope's expansion or his main base?
Well, I got a couple of different radars. This is going south. Does Hope have any radar built along that? Yeah. Radar is built along the south. He's going to see that transport
Yeah, and Hope is
immediately.
Hope is going for missile launchers now, so yeah, I can pretty much expect him going ACU with adaptable. So we might see something like Nano coming out of this on the ACU.
I was expecting all those fighters just get obliterated by all those adapters, but I guess he noticed just in time to see them hugging that wall.
But
Where
looking
are
at
they gonna
that south
pop down
expansion,
at?
there isn't that many land shooting units there except the ACU, so this can actually cause some serious damage.
Yeah, we got two
Yeah,
PDUs.
there we go.
No, those are anti-air. Never mind.
Yeah, anti-air. Now it goes. 1
A
second.
couple artillery. Bye-bye transport. And the radars.
Oh, please. Yeah. Push this in.
It's,
And a
he
structure
had structured
detail,
that up.
yeah.
Yeah, you saw those engineers
Ah.
popped in. Must have popped.
Get the AA and a factory. Yeah,
Yeah,
going
that-
for the factory
at
now
least
and then
it's
the AA and... Oh, and Alt got it. Yeah, go with factory. Factory. Yeah, nice.
Yeah, get that factory. Get the factory. Come on, Rainbow. Kind of rooting for Rainbow here.
Oh, so close. It was literally 90% done. But yeah.
How
Structured
rude.
The expansion.
Yeah. But I think the important thing here is that Rainbow really did stop that expansion. I mean, there's still adapters,
Yeah.
there's still an anti-air and a radar, but that expansion is now gone.
But the next move of Rainbow's, I really look forward for that. How is she going to solve the situation of mass adapters in south, close to her position? Also pretty nice that
Let's see.
Rainbow's north expansion, they are going pretty much uninterrupted.
Yeah. Now I don't see. Now Hope's main, well, maybe not main base, but their first starting base, it doesn't have a whole lot. It's kind of being left undefended.
Yeah, he's pulling up back some adapters there, but that's pretty minimal against all that there. If Rainbow's wish to
Yeah,
go
all that
on
air
there.
could. I feel like all that air could easily wipe out that entire base. Get rid of the research, get rid of the factories, get rid of the veteran mass.
Yeah.
Hope building up. Second.
This is still a pretty tight game, even in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
So yeah, and more land factories coming down from Hope in south, and engineers in north might finally meet.
Oh, yep, there they go. They're going to meet on that.
Yeah.
Just like the first expansion, the second expansion, they were going to come at the exact same time.
Yeah, but Aeon has a massive advantage on this because Aeon can sacrifice capture a lot faster than the cyber engineer can.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
And let's see what Rainbows is going to bomb. Is she going for the factory or the AA?
Yep.
Not factory.
Yep, looks like
Can
they're
she
going for the
one-shot
factory.
Oh, can she one-shot it?
Yeah, she can one-shot it, just barely. Those adapters not being
this-
there certainly hurt.
Yeah, but it's instantly being rebuilt.
Yep.
Now let's see where it goes.
No. That was interesting. Hope's engineer up north is just sitting there and
And
is it?
she is
No, it just said no. It's just like, all right, I'm good. Just melting out.
And now the
Like, never
capture,
mind.
yeah, the North engineer battle is beginning. The most intense battle. Oh, the Cyber Engineer was chased off by the bully. And now the adapters are getting dangerously close to Rainbow's base.
Yep. This would have been useful to do about 2 minutes ago. Well, they're just... That's alright, he's just going for the outlaying mass extractors.
And now let's see Rainbow's reaction to this. A PD and hopefully fact shield.
Yep,
Let's see.
Hope's coming down from the south with a bunch of adapters and a few cobras.
She didn't finish the PD. Not
No.
There's even an engineer right there.
Maybe you can use one of those 20 engineers. Where did all those engineers go? Oh, that's right.
Yeah,
Transport,
the
I totally
20.
forgot.
Yeah, this can be really interesting because that land army from
finish the
Hope
PD.
can, yeah. The land army from Hope cannot withstand all the air. It will go straight through. And
Oh, yeah.
now the
And
damage
here
is
comes the
coming.
mass
And a
bomb.
nice split from Hope.
Hope doing a nice job keeping those
It still
separated.
took down quite a bit.
Yep. Did he lose
Yeah,
any?
now
air?
they're starting
A couple.
Yeah,
I think he
and
lost
now
a couple.
there's loyalists starting coming out from Hope. And a little push coming out from Hope's old main base too. So let's see how that goes.
Down the south, yeah. Hope is doing pretty good at keeping them focused on this adapter
Yeah.
mass, the adapter ball.
Yeah, not letting rainbows kill your expansion is pretty crucial at this point.
Yeah. Maybe coming in from the back might help. I'm seeing only 2 anti-air, no shields, minus the adapters that are in there.
Yeah. To be honest, at this point I will say that rainbows might actually win this.
Maybe we've got 5
I'm going
air
for the
factories
snipe.
to...
The snipe is on the way.
Oh, snipe's on the way?
There's not many adapters and shields covering Hope. Does Hope see the snipe? Yeah, he has to. Oh, the snipe was pulled back.
Yep, he's seeing all that, all those loyalists and adapters coming in.
And another bomb run coming in with the adapters. And
I don't think that's going to be enough to penetrate. Ooh, never
Yeah,
mind. It did
yeah.
penetrate. I was completely wrong. Those adapter shields aren't too strong, but that AA
Yeah, but
sure is.
taking a lot of damage from the AA though. There
Got
isn't that many
one
MMLs
jet,
in that
2
army.
shields.
And Cyber and MML
No.
isn't good against shields, so Hope is not able to push through this PD and shield.
No, it seems to be... Looks like it's being used a lot for harassment.
Yeah, keeping the
That's my
pressure on.
guess. Keeping the pressure on while that Western army comes in from the north.
And now the MMLs
some
are
veteran
tickling
mats.
the shields, yeah. The shields are already halfway down. That's quite nice. And the bombing run and the split.
Yep.
Yeah, that's quite
Yeah.
beautiful.
Ooh.
But
That's
now the
another-
army from Hope's base is coming down the middle. Let's see
Yep.
how much
They're
damage
gonna
does
have to...
that.
He's gonna have to choose whether to... I don't know. How would I fight this? I'm not very good, so I mean, question of how I'd fight this is
The army
inevitable,
from the
but-
middle needs to go because you can defend that position because you have PD in south.
Yeah. He also has his she also has his ACU there, so yep, there he goes,
Yeah.
pushing.
And
Managed to get
no split.
one extractor. Can Hope get the
And
second
PD is
extractor?
down in south. This is actually interesting.
Ooh. PD down. ACU is being pushed back, building another air factory. After losing
No, I
one.
really would want to bomb that army.
Yeah. Clustered up. How many can we get destroyed?
Not that much. Like 2 or 3.
Got 2 mass check down from...
No, that's more, but yeah. The split was still beautiful from home.
And after it wasn't enough, Hope coming in with a 3rd wave of adapters, loyalists, and
Yeah.
there's also a conga line.
The legendary TF2 Conga line incoming there. No, this is unbeatable.
Can't beat the conga line.
And now
Beat
the
it.
planes have took so much damage that they are barely breaking through the adapter shields. So
Yeah.
she's looking right. Yeah, and GG's has been set.
Yeah. Putting up a GG.
I don't know, to be honest.
Just too much land. Too much adapters.
The snipe
That was
might
a good
have
game
worked.
from Rainbow. Yeah, that might have worked. It might have worked.
Yeah. But it was pretty.
I feel like if Rainbow went for that main first base, then it could have ended a lot differently while it was left undefended.
Yeah. And
Came
going
into
for
that
the
extra
expansion.
research and-
Because Hope wasn't very active on the start of the push, going in harassing her.
No, they are not.
But yeah, it was a pretty
it's a good
solid
game.
play from both of them. Yeah, GG.
Yeah.
Hello everybody and welcome back to the second game between Hope and Rainbow. And on the left side of the screen is again Cybern Red Hope and Munchies.
Hope really does love Cybern. On the right-hand side, Rainbows is again Aeon. Building some air while Hope is going land, so it should be interesting. Neither one pushing out research, so...
I truly wonder will Hope follow the same strategy as he did against JP in the same map.
Yeah, because I believe I saw Rainbow sitting... Yeah, I could see Rainbow sitting in chat from the first match, so...
Yeah.
He might know exactly how to counter it. I keep saying he. Rainbows is a she. I keep doing that.
Yeah, it happens. But the only
My
one air
apologies,
factory
Rainbow.
from Rainbows, that means that she is getting ready to counter after that scout.
Yeah.
And Hope is also trying to really commit on that land factory because he's doing the two.
Let's see, we've got Hope pushing... Where are these
And
two engineers
yeah.
going?
And let's see
They
Rainbow's
are... He
reaction
totally
to
changed
that.
strategy. Yep, Hope saw that scout and he's like, nope.
Adapter time.
Different strategy. The exact same strategy we just did ain't gonna work out.
And
Now Rainbow's
Rainbow's
going
is
land as
doing a land
well.
factory, yeah. But I'm surprised that Hope isn't, yeah. Actually, never mind, yeah. Now Hope is pushing straight for their Rainbows to get in front of her face and...
Yep, and Rainbow pushing on these little engineers. Ooh. And we already have adapters coming out.
Yeah.
I wonder if this will end up just like the last game.
But 3 fighters can actually one-shot one adapter, so this might be interesting. It's still savable.
Mhm.
And now third land factory is coming in from Hope, and second from Rainbows.
Yeah, it looks like Rainbow isn't looking to push out much further, my guess. Curious, where are these back?
Yeah, now Rainbow's
that
looking
back
for
engineer
that expansion.
Yep, expansion into the south. Also checking Hope's
Yeah. But Hope isn't expanding
side to
there.
make sure
Yeah.
they're not. Yep. Saw the air, must have deemed it not
Yeah,
quite wise to
yeah.
expand undefended bases against air.
And now Rainbows is stopping there. So this will be a full land war now.
Yep. Enough for scouts, enough for harassment, it seems. So let's.
And now comes the push from Hope, maybe.
Yep. Got some artillery units and a couple of adapters.
Yeah. And the
First
third land factory
is,
coming now from Rainbows. But actually,
Yeah.
here Rainbows doesn't have a radar. She doesn't see that push coming until now.
No. Maybe that engineer is just enough radar to see what you need to see.
Yeah.
She does
probably
have
thought,
the air, which is a good
yeah,
advantage.
she probably saw the ACU coming in and yeah, now pushed to the front.
Yep. Hope saw the land units and is like, oh, well, maybe this isn't the right strategy. And starting to push back.
Yeah, collecting a bit more land.
Those airs are sitting idle. I'd like them to start harassing.
Yeah.
The backyard mass extractors and engineers, especially that one heading up north.
Yeah.
And that would leave them down. Down one engineer. More
Would
energy
actually,
generators, more energy. It's a lot of energy generators. I wonder if Hope might be going, or not Hope, Rainbow might be going for a teleport, maybe? Not sure how
I
far
don't
down the
think
research
that's
tree that is.
viable because he will take so long with zero rest. But now his Hope is finally pushing in. Let's see how this goes. Is there fact shields? Oh, there's Intel add on one of the factories, but yeah. No fact shields, so the Brackman can do some damage. And Bodaboom's coming out from Rainbow.
Oh! There's one coming up on the right-hand factory.
Yeah. And now she's pushing in on both factories, yeah. And one is on... Now let's see how this fight goes.
Both pushing with ACUs.
Just a little bit circling around with the MMLs.
Yeah, the Rainbow just
And now looking at the left side, an engineer is finally starting to expand towards the plane, so let's see what happens there too.
I'd imagine
Well-
it's not going to work out. Rainbow just letting damage being taken.
Oh, 9k on the DC already. Kind of rough.
Yeah, he just let it sit there and take damage, not putting it on shields, nothing.
And now the engineer is getting bobbed.
Alright, bye-bye, engineer. Versus these 2 planes.
Tia Brackman's not.
Can you get that
Actually,
mouse?
no. Oh, so close. I actually looked at the
Ooh.
rainbows. I wasn't going to dodge it, but yeah, she did.
Yeah, Rainbow's doing a pretty good job at dodging these missiles and
Yeah.
artillery. Engineer stopping the heal on the ACU to go build another factory.
Yeah, 12k on the DC, but it's getting hit by MML.
It is.
And yeah, beautiful dodges for now. And now the ACU coming in. Let's see how much damage Rainbow can put on that ACU. Not much.
It looked like Hope tried to defend the engineer by building a anti-air tower up in the top left.
Also, looking at
well, it didn't
Rainbow.
have time, so that's a lot of wasted time.
Yeah, looking at
But-
Rainbow's unit halt, that isn't looking very good. A lot of the units have taken a serious amount of damage. So one,
Yeah, another engineer to start healing those up might be a good idea.
Yeah. and more engineers coming to save the left expansion of Hope. Hopefully finish that A or
Ra-
what he started building there.
Yeah, and Rainbow doesn't have to stop unit production, you just merely have to unpause that airplane factory and build one engineer, just start healing.
Oh, look at Rainbow's
the
ACU
top left.
solo. Rainbow is a solo. Is it gonna get? Oh no.
Oh my lord!
MML. MML snipe.
Good lord!
It
I
happens
think
to the
Rainbow
best
could
of
have
us.
done better. Yeah.
It
I think
happens to
Rainbow
the best
could
of
have
us.
done a bit better. Yeah, it does.
Oh boy. For the both players again.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back to the Serpents Open Summer Tournament. We are in Group D, match between Rainbows and JP Smith. I'm joined by Akone. How are you doing, and do you want to introduce the players?
Hello there. Doing fine, yeah. And on the top is Blue Cyber and JP Smith, starting open with one Air Factory. And down in south is Rainbows and Unicorns, Tio Aeon, doing the same exact thing. And it looks like JP is going for research now too, while Rainbows is doing the second Air Factory.
Yeah, so Rainbows has a lot of experience on this map. She's played this match, I believe this was in 2 other events that I've ran in the league for sure, and I think probably another tournament that we ran. And so she should have quite a bit of experience with this map, and she's generally a very good air player, so it's be really exciting to see what kind of changes she's made over the course of, the last several months on this map.
Yeah, and both players are expanding to opposite sides, and now finally the scouts are hitting in.
Yeah, both scouts should be getting picked off here, as both of our players also have a plane in the back. Nope, looks like JP is actually going to get away.
I think Rainbows might get away too.
It looks like that plane for JP is locked on, so he's going to catch up to that plane, and that's a quick 1-up for JP.
Yeah.
Important thing about this game is, of course, both of these players are tied in terms of their points. Both lost to Hope and both won over Dusk, of course. So this will decide who will be going to that playoff round. If they do tie, they will have to play a tiebreaker match on Open Palm. So that will be quite interesting to see. And I'm really hoping for a good set of games here.
Yeah. The Open Palms match will be really interesting to see at this point.
Yeah.
And now Rainbows is finally hitting the right expansion.
It's interesting that she's gone over on the left via the left opening.
Yeah.
I guess the pathfinding is closer there.
And now engineer from JP is coming to challenge that expansion.
Looks like Rainbows is going to be sending her ACU over there on the right as well. Maybe she learned a few things from Hope in the match that she's, I'm sure, been watching on the stream just a few minutes ago.
Yeah, she was in the chat.
Yeah. Pausing her air factory, so she's going to try and get that expansion fairly quickly. She might have realized already that she's up on air just a little bit. So that's maybe why she's trying to focus and try to get ahead economically, which is always a good thing and a good eye from her.
Yeah, and looking at that amount of engineers from JP, I don't think if that's a good idea to do, to be honest.
Yeah, that is a lot of engineers, but again, JP is not sending his ACU forward. That was the problem that I've seen him versus Hope as well. I think he would have a little bit more success on this map if he did that. Now, an interesting thing about this map is actually, I'll let you guess. Who do you think has the highest win percentage on this map? What faction?
I would think Cybern has.
Yeah, you're totally right. Usually people say UEF. Yeah. It's interesting how these maps turn into land battles, and adapters are just king when you open up with air. It's just it makes air battles so much easier and zoning so much better.
Yeah, I remember the many games I played in this. It always goes to adapters, and it's so annoying because you can't really beat them easily.
Yeah, it's crazy. So JP on paper has the advantage here, but we'll see if Rainbows' skill and experience manages to win her the game.
Yeah, and looking like the expansion on the left is getting contested by both players now. Let's see who actually gets it.
Yeah, there's going to be a little bit of an engineer battle, but of course, Rainbows does have the advantage having her air, and this is what I've been talking a lot about in my videos, is that constant air movement, and I think she's been paying attention because her air movement has improved even since last game.
Yeah, but now that potential air fight is coming and getting on the rear of Rainbows now.
Yeah, that was a really good engage from JP, but unfortunately now it's turned around on him.
let's see if the engineers actually bites him back. And
Oh,
now
no.
he's retreating, so yeah, it's... This isn't looking too good anymore for JP.
Yeah, that did not work out well at all. Rainbows wins the first air fight and manages to get a lead quite handsomely here.
Yeah, and now what will happen is Rainbows will go for JP's expansion, and soon JP is totally out of the eco game.
Yeah, and unfortunately, both of his side expansions did get shut down by Rainbows. So the only opportunity he has left is to really expand down the center, which is a risky proposition given the fact that he's being surrounded on all sides by this teal Aeon tide of airplane and everything.
Yeah. And now a third air factory coming down from JP against, yeah, 3 of Rainbows too.
Yeah, and air factories are quite same. JP again probably taking the lead in research, early lead, but Rainbow's probably managed to close the gap with that air engagement and all these masks that she's been killing. So right now, I
Yeah.
would say JP is still fairly equal. Of course, Rainbow is just slipping away because of those expansions now.
Yeah, to be honest, it will be really hard for JP to come back from this. Because air is so hard to win back when you lose it.
Yeah, Cybern is great when you are very close to your opponent, and you just need that extra oomph to get through their defenses or to get through their air. But in this situation, it's just basically air against air. It's probably going to be land coming out from Rainbows too soon. And in that case, Cybern is definitely much behind Aeon because Aeon's upgrades are just so much faster and better at the end of the day.
Yeah, the flares and such.
And this game is going to be a little bit more of a stale thing as Rainbows probably is a little hesitant with her current count to engage too much. But she does continue to bomb those outer expansions from, I was about to say a cone, from JP. Very nice air movement from Rainbows.
Yeah, and JP was trying to come back with his air. To engage it probably on top of his own AA.
Yeah, I mean, he still has a chance. I think he did the right thing in that first engagement. But, you know, I noticed this during the match against Hope as well. There was something a little off about the way he microed. Yep. There's something a little off about he microed the air. And, oh, Rainbows has shields already. That's going to be rough. This is why Aeon is much better, is because their shields are so much quicker, so much more easier to research, and it's also on the path of that makes more sense. It's on the path of health, and also
flares.
Yeah, and flares. That's what really make it great. Cybern has to go through a whole lot of, let's be frank, bullshit to get to shields.
To be honest, I don't think it's even wise for Cybern to go for shields. I heard that going stars and then damage boost on the Cybern Air 3 is better than the shields.
Yeah, I could definitely see that, because by the time you hit that shield, you might as well have 3 stars on your air already.
Yeah.
So.
And the 35% boost to damage in the Cybern Tech 3 is pretty good.
Another engagement. JP also again has a good initiation, but turn around again.
It instantly turned bad for him. And now he's retreating again, and Rainbows is biting him in the ass.
Yep, that was an even more decisive engagement there from Rainbows, and at this point it has been confirmed indeed. Rainbows really doesn't need to be building this much air. She might as well go into like MMLs or something like that, and that will finish off this game.
Yeah, there is pretty much no way for Cybern to come back from this. And now she's one-shotting the factories too.
Yeah, that's a lot of air and a lot of damage. She also has a couple of, I think, 1 star on her planes, which is also a very good thing.
It's 2 stars.
2 stars?
I think, yeah.
Oh, okay, 2 stars. That radar is about to be very, very dead.
Yeah, totally wiped out.
Rainbows really hates her radars. Last game I was watching against, or you guys were commentating against Hope. She overkilled the
Yeah.
radar with like 30 fighters. I was like, what are you doing, Rainbows? What have they done to you?
Hey, at least you can build on it anymore.
Yeah.
If you get absolutely nuked.
Yeah. Just it's not really dead unless you annihilate the ground underneath it. Too.
Yeah. Just drill a hole through the
Yeah.
ground.
Yeah, JP is
Just
gonna
wondering
try
why-
here to come back, but it's really difficult for him to do so.
Yeah, then the snipe is coming in
Yep.
now. And the factory is gone.
She
Yeah.
has flares now, yeah, so she's gonna feel very comfortable sniping here. Doesn't
Yeah.
really need to engage that air, Rainbows. You don't have to be nice. This is a tournament game.
Hey, you gotta show some sort of politeness to the opponent, of course.
Very
Yeah,
nicely
GG.
played by Rainbows. GG, absolutely. Good game, JP. Again, I think you should take a look at how you approach your commander position on this map. But otherwise, I think this was a fairly good game. It came down to that one air engagement. We, of course, are not done. JP still has the chance to tie this up and bring it to that tiebreaker match. So we will be back. I believe the second map is Shiva Prime, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, it is.
Okay, cool. So Shiva Prime all day long. All right, we'll be right back, everybody. Don't go anywhere. Welcome back, everybody, to Game 2 between Rainbows and JP Smith in this Group D match. JP Smith is going to be fighting for his tournament life here. He has to win one more match to tie it up and bring it to a tiebreaker. I'm joined once more by Cone. Who are our players?
In the top corner is JP Smith as the blue Cybern, going down with research at the start. And his opponent is Rainbows and Unicorns, the teal Aeon, doing air this time.
All right, so JP Smith is opening up with a very interesting build here.
Yeah, 2 res.
Yeah, I think he's actually replicating what Hope did. Yeah, this looks like a very much Hope build, so maybe he took a look at that replay and realized, you know, this actually works kind of well.
Yeah, let's see how Rainbows will answer to that. Because I think that strategy requires a lot of like ACU control on the front lines.
Yeah. So it looks like Rainbows really likes to open up with air, which is not a wrong thing. I think we don't have enough data on this map for sure to say what's wrong and what's right. I would hazard a guess this is more of an air map, but I don't know how you feel.
Yeah. It might be 50-50 of them both.
Yeah.
To be honest.
I think it's
Because
very
Hope really
interesting.
made the plan to work.
Yeah. I think if you have a solid game plan, it might work. You might shut down your expansions. I think Rainbows actually did a very interesting thing on versus Hope when she played here. She just didn't utilize her arrow there on the top left. And she could have
Yeah.
taken out that engineer before it built that anti-air station. And then she just got sniped by MMLs, which was completely bewildering to me. It's a crazy game.
Yeah. Happens to the best of us, yeah. Can't
Yeah.
always notice when something bad's happening.
Yeah, Hope is an intimidating dude, definitely. So
Yeah.
looks
That's
like
true.
it looks like she's doing it right this time, managing to take out that engineer, doing
Yeah.
very well here. And let's see if JP Smith can make the necessary adjustment here to counter air. Looks like his answer will be
Yeah.
adapters.
And another engineer is coming down south from JP, and we will probably share it's the other one's fate.
Yeah. Oh boy. Well, there is that adapter coming, but that engineer is so far forward that.
Yeah, and 3 planes can one-shot adapters.
Yeah. She really needed, or he needed to send that second adapter over there.
Yeah, he really needs to.
Rainbow's getting a land factory as well, producing some tanks.
Yeah, going to be interesting counter to that when JP pushes. It might actually be a surprise to him.
Yeah, there is quite a bit of
Rainbow's
air at
actually
this
on time.
point. It's hard to tell exactly how many air factories Rainbows has opened up with.
Yeah.
Rainbow's doing a marvelous job this game expanding. She's already started on that main expansion point over there in the south. That adapter is getting bombed, and looks like you were absolutely right on the count. It took, actually, I think it might have taken 4 planes.
It was 4 this time. I might remember the count wrong.
I think maybe without shield, it's 3.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now the mass extractor is left undefended against the planes.
Yeah.
And it's going down.
And now this is again very, very rough for JP. But those 2 research stations, you can't really underestimate those research stations because it can produce something nasty like Loyalty Gun, and it looks like Rainbows is not really going super intense into air, although her economy might allow her to do all sorts of crazy shenanigans here in a second.
Yeah, Rainbow's doing really big expand compared to JP. And now Rainbow's gone to the back of JP's base to see if there are expanding there.
Yeah, of course he's not, because he spent quite a bit actually on those research stations, adapters, and 2 land factories, so his build was actually a little bit worse this time around.
Yeah, it's really an expensive build.
But this is a nasty, nasty push here. There's MMLs coming, there's adapters, there's some ground firing potential. You know, Rainbows does not have that many tanks as of right now, and of course that ECU.
Looking at, I think Rainbows might actually have the same amount of units as JP Smith now.
Yeah.
Well, the good thing is that JP is pushing out with his ACU this time.
And it doesn't look like he's planning on expanding too much. I think that's actually a mistake that he's building that mass extractor there, because what he needs to do now is just straight up push. His window is closing because Rainbows is getting so much mass. It is absolutely insane how many mass extractors Rainbows has on this map right now. It's absolutely crazy.
Yeah, now that PD under a faction is coming out from Rainbows, it will be really hard to deal with Cybern because Cybern MML isn't really good against shields.
That is such a crazy choke point and a crazy good position for Rainbows. Of course, those MMLs are very, very... There's so many of them there. And a Brackman might actually do very well here. But those are nowhere in sight.
Yeah, I wonder if JP is coming back with another snipe like Hope did on Rainbow's last game.
Yeah, that would be very sad. Oh, and again, experimentals. You know, I'm beginning to really love Shiva Prime because this is the second game across 6 games that we're getting experimentals on it.
Yeah. But wonder what experimental's coming out. Probably the Battle Snail.
Oh, you know, just a casual Colossus at 7:30. You know, nothing big.
Ain't nothing serious about it.
Yeah. No, nothing to worry about. Until
Yeah,
that space temple hits.
Yeah, but it could be of course, the a vacuum cleaner pull-in smash. I think it's viable at this point too.
Oh, that would be nasty. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doing a good
And
job
that
bombing
was
by
missed out.
Rainbows. Her air movement is so much better this game.
Yeah. Nothing building in the gantry yet, so
There we go. She was just pausing her factories
yeah.
for it. Snail.
Yeah, Battle Snail coming out.
Oh man, I wanted to see a Sea Hunter.
That would have been absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
It might actually work pretty well because JP is mostly shields, and the Build has an insane
Yeah.
amount of DPS.
That's true. I wouldn't use it for that though. I would probably send it around. It would take a little long to get there, but it would wreak havoc on
Yeah.
GP's base.
I think the Build is also the fastest land unit in the game, if I remember right.
Yes, it is. Yeah, absolutely. The fastest air unit is the Cybern Transport, Experimental Transport. And then the fastest land unit is the Wolfanja.
Yeah. Now a massive amount of Bracknums coming out for JP.
Yeah.
And let's see what JP is going to do with that zoo research.
Unfortunately, this is such a similar game to what I saw against Hope. I keep drawing these similarities, but there's just so many of them. Again, JP, I feel like, has the better opening where he has more units, and he could technically push Rainbows. He just waits too long, and then these experimentals hit, and then it's just so difficult.
Yeah. And like, against that Battle Snail, you really don't see an answer in JP's army.
Yeah.
I think JP was maybe planning to do nanogun or something on his ACU, or because his economy doesn't really support megaliths or something like that.
Yeah, well, I think he might have wanted Megalith, but he realized he can't do it because he lost air, or his air, or there was so much air from Rainbow, so he can't expand as much. And this is going to be absolutely brutal here, this experimental.
Yeah, it will. Oh boy. And Rainbow still keeps expanding. Now an engineer coming to JP's base.
Yeah. Wow. Sack Gap and engineer in there. Oh, there's no engineer. There's no engineers at all. They all died.
Yeah. Maybe something like a PD in there would be absolutely brutal.
Yeah.
They're looking at the work that Battle Snail is doing, yeah.
Yeah, no, this is brutal enough right here.
Yeah.
Oh man, I feel so bad for GP because every time I look at his replays, and he definitely has like a very good knowledge of the game, but it's just he comes off short.
But yeah, GG's to the both players again.
GG's indeed. That was the game between JP Smith and Rainbows. Rainbows manages to progress in second place in Group B. And I'm really, really excited to see her play in the playoffs tomorrow. For now, I want to say goodbye to Akone. I don't believe you have any games today, but tomorrow we might have you cast them. So thank you so much for coming along. I really, really enjoyed having you on, and hopefully we can get some games tomorrow.
Yeah, no problem, and see you.
Yeah, you guys have a good rest of your day, but don't go anywhere because we still have groups C and D left to cast to you, and there's going to be a lot of excitement there, so don't go anywhere. Gonna do the couch. In a sec. Do you want to do it?
Sure.
All right, finally finished it. Ooh. All right. All right, you ready?
Yep.
Oh no, my mic. Well, I
People will get
apologize.
a peek behind the scenes.
Yeah, you guys got a peek behind the scenes as to how crazy I fucking am running this tournament. But yeah, we got Spiff over here with the casting couch to update us with the results for groups A and D.
Well, Fortuna came out on top with 6 wins. So did Hope. YoungShot following it up in Group A there, and unfortunately, JP, despite being featured on a number of our casts here, has dropped out of the tournament with his finish. So overall, though, we got some really good players moving on, and I'm looking forward to our next stage of groups.
Yeah, absolutely. So we got a little bit of time as the check-ins close before we are going to get going with groups B and C. So we got some time. You guys chill out here for a couple of minutes. However, before we do that, we are going to give our first giveaway. So the first code that is going to go, actually there's 2 codes, so we're going to do 2 winners. So let me get my randomizer over here. All right. Let's do that. Generate. Hope you guys are in the stream, because the winner is Nite Mod Nitro? Nite Mod Nitro.
Night Mode Nitro.
Night Mode Nitro. God, I can't read, guys. I apologize. Oh, man. Night Mode Nitro, you're the winner of the first game. And our winner of the second game is... Let's see. Hope. I don't know if you're still around, Hope, but you are the winner of the second prize. So message me on Discord or Steam. I might not get to you until the end of the day, but I will get your code. Let me know that you won the raffle for session 1, and I'll get you your prize. Thanks, guys, and we'll be back soon in about 17 minutes. We're going to do a little bit of a pregame show before we get going with groups B's and C's. Go ahead and invite your enemies, your friends, your mothers, your fathers, your grandparents, people you don't even know. Just go on the street, tell them, hey, I've got 20 minutes before my next game, or before the next game on stream. You should join. twitch.tv /NineMisFortune. Check it out. If you're not on here, you're missing out. Anyway, we'll be back.